Well, just in time for Women's History Month, the Miami Girls Foundation has teamed up with the HistoryMiami Museum for its Inside Out project. It profiles the female leaders of today who are shaping Miami's tomorrow. Founded in 2015 by artist and photographer Ekaterina Juskowski, the Miami Girls Foundation has made it its mission to engage, educate, and empower the future female leaders of Miami, while changing the perception of what it means to be a Miami girl. This year, the nonprofit has partnered with HistoryMiami for a month-long campaign highlighting Miami ladies making history on their terms. The installation, held at the HistoryMiami Museum, features the faces of 30 female activists and leaders in business, tech, politics, and the arts, all with a common goal: making Miami a city everyone can be proud of. Such great pictures. And joining us now is Miami Girls founder Ekaterina Juskowski and Miami Girl Carolina Pina, Executive Director of WinLab Miami. Ladies, thanks for being here. And here to talk about this whole great project. So can I call you Miami Girls? I can, right? Carolina especially. Yes, I can call you Miami Girls. But Ekaterina, let's start with you. Why did you start this project? You're an artist, you're a photographer, but there was something that you had to do to make all of this happen. What was the genesis of this?
I moved to Miami for the first time in 2011, and I was very surprised hearing the conversation with women from Miami, the recurring theme. A lot of them will say that I'm not your typical Miami girl. And that would come from some preconceived notion about the city and the women in Miami in general they had. I was surprised to hear it from most of the women I knew, because for me they were quite inspirational, they were very successful, and they were role models for me and for their families. So I always had it on the back of my mind, and it just coincided that I had to do a research thesis.
You were in school and you had to do a project, right?
I had to do a project.
Had to do something.
Exactly. So I used this question that I had in my mind for a while: where does it come from? Yeah. And I did a study, and I have realized that Miami is still predominantly a tourist destination. I shouldn't say that. Most of the income that we get is from our tourism industry, which advertises heavily, and it advertises for a very particular type of a client. A lot of it is an affluent client, and a lot of it is a client who is a male client, who would come to Miami to spend money, invest, and have fun. So how do you advertise? You put a woman to any product that you're trying to sell. So this woman becomes a Miami girl. But what's negative about that is this is the only Miami girl that the city knows.
So that's in our minds. Miami girl is a girl in a bikini or scantily clad and maybe gyrating somewhere on South Beach, and we're not all about that. There's so much more to us. It's sort of like that whole maybe Valley Girl kind of thing. We might be able to equate it to that. Yeah. So Carolina, you are part of this project. What did you think when you were approached to be a part of it and that you were going to be a so-called Miami girl? What did that mean to you?
So I actually got very excited because like Ekaterina mentioned, I'm not the typical Miami girl. I'm, very business oriented. I've been involved a lot with the art and cultures in Miami. So I was glad that Ekaterina was giving us a voice to show that it's not all about being, in a bikini, but it's also about also the economic empowerment that we're bringing. It's about also the empowerment that we're giving to other women. So I was really thrilled and obviously very humbled to be part of that. But I really understood that the movement that she's trying to create, it goes beyond us. It's something that is also portrays Miami as a place that has more substance.
Absolutely. So let's show some of the pictures if we can, because you had the installation yesterday at the HistoryMiami Museum. Tell us how that went yesterday, and here's some of those photos. Yeah, tell me all about it. And what are we looking at here?
So we decided to take the faces of Miami women and tell their story through the global platform of the Inside Out project. The project features communities around the globe, and talks about the issues, and the issues of those communities are presented through the faces of the people who live in those communities. We thought that that platform would be so great for and perfect for what we are doing. And the partnership with the History Miami Museum was created to celebrate the Women's History Month. We've now profiled close to
Look how
100.
big they are.
They're
That's amazing.
huge.
They're humongous.
Yeah.
Wow, gorgeous. Yeah.
So those posters will be in the History Miami Museum for 2 weeks. People can come and look at it. And also additional posters will be popping up throughout the neighborhoods.
Now, how did you in Miami? How did you choose these women? And they're for all ages, right? From, you were telling me earlier, 19, 20-year-olds all the way up to, what, 80? You didn't want to tell me Ruth's age. We're guessing.
We're not saying, we're just guessing.
Yeah.
We're guessing. We can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, this year we're working in partnership with the Women's and Gender Studies Center at FIU. They recommended a lot of women. A lot of women are also being referred to us by other women. We focus on women who are committed to Miami, who love the city, and made a conscious choice of making improvement of the city their full-time job. We are also looking at the diverse group of women. We want to feature women from different backgrounds, from all of the neighborhoods. That's important for us, to hear the voices of all the neighborhoods of Miami. And most importantly, women who care about making the world a better place.
Yeah. And also being a great influence, I think, to one another. And Carolina, that's kind of what you do with the WIN Lab. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So the WIN Lab, actually, WIN stands for Women Innovating Now. It's an 8-month program, accelerator program for women entrepreneurs. It was actually founded out of the Center for Women's Entrepreneurial Leadership at Babson College. And we started the program in Miami last year, thanks to a grant from the Nye Foundation and to our partners, Ackerman and FedEx. So we have 20 startups and 22 women entrepreneurs in the program. And we are about to finish that inaugural cohort and getting ready to onboard and start applications for the second cohort. So
yeah, that's very exciting, because I think as women, we always have great ideas, but we don't necessarily know how to get beyond that idea. How do you turn that into something, a business or a project? So that's what WIN Lab really does, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So we're helping women that have startups that already have traction. So we help them to really grow and sustain and create sustainable businesses. So we're really hoping to close a little bit the growth gap that we see in Miami. As you know, Miami is the #2 city in terms of entrepreneurial activity, but number 38 when it comes to growth. So we're hoping also through the WIN Lab we can close that gap. And the more businesses that are sustainable and for women, then we can also see that some investors then are going to be more willing to invest in women-owned and women-founded businesses.
Yeah, try to bring those numbers closer together.
Exactly.
Right? So, Ekaterina, we were talking about how this really is just your second year doing this project, and these women are so diverse, but not necessarily connecting with each other. So that's part of the next part of this project, right? To bring a lot of these Miami girls together to mentor each other and help one another, right?
This is true partially.
The truth revealed.
I cannot say that women are not connecting entirely.
Okay.
Women are connected, and there are a lot of circles in Miami that are very supportive of each other. I guess the goal of the Miami Girls is bring all the circles together.
Okay.
So.
Yes, because you said that you would meet somebody, and then that woman would say, you need to meet so-and-so, and then that woman would say the same thing. So it would, each person would kind of lead you to that next Miami girl.
We're working with networks. Each woman is a network, and then we're bringing the networks together, which makes it even more powerful.
Now, for anybody who goes to the History Miami Museum to see this beautiful display, how is it set up? Are there little bios of the women? Because we saw the gigantic, beautiful pictures, but how can we learn about who these women are?
There is an explanation about the project that's, you probably didn't see it on the photo, but it will be placed today.
So work in progress.
Work in progress. But the bios of the women on the website of the Miami Girls Foundation. It's miamigirls.org. You can see and for yourself all the photos and read the bios and learn about the causes that these women are passionate about.
And then once it's over, what happens to all these great photos?
History Miami will have another exhibition starting in April, but the posters distributed throughout the city will stay up and will just become the part of our urban environment.
Isn't that nice? So the conversation will continue, hopefully.
Very exciting. I think it will help us to keep the project top of mind. And like I said, to understand that this movement goes beyond us.
Yeah, and Women's History Month, I think, is beyond just the month of March, don't you think? It goes.
Absolutely.
This is our History 365, right?
Yeah, we should be highlighting it, and celebrating our
Every day.
Every day. So yes.
Thank you, ladies. Great project. Great to have you both with us today. And of course, for more information on this, you can always go to our Facebook page.